Well, the new Spider-Man was cast, and of course I want to see what your guys' reaction was on it. Was it outrage? Was it confusion? Was it a big resounding meh? Well, let's see, guys. Well, the casting did catch us all by surprise when they announced this Tuesday that Tom Holland was officially Spider-Man, and they already had a director attached, but for this one we just want to focus on what you guys thought about the actual actor who will be portraying him. So the most popular comment I saw by many people were pretty much along the lines of this one: is the saddest thing that people aren't actually going to give him a chance because Spider-Man has been messed up so many times by Sony. And honestly, yeah, I can agree with this, and there's already a lot of people that aren't giving him a chance just for the fact that Sony is still involved. Ah yes, the classic "I can't believe it's not Butterfield" showed up everywhere, but most of the comments went along with this one, that people are super excited and hyped to see what he brings to the table, especially being a younger interpretation of Spider-Man, much younger than what we've seen every time before. Now I think this is something we're all actually excited for, to explore the high school years and really get to grow up with Peter, so when he becomes Spider-Man and possibly joins the Avengers in the future, that we all get to see him, actually show up and earn that, and not just kind of be thrown into this super heroic, world where he's already old and we're just kind of like, well, we've seen this before. But it's not always all positivity. As always, people have different opinions, and different opinions are welcome, because Ben right here, and a lot of people actually agreeing with him, and underneath his comment, saying that this could be possibly the first terrible Marvel casting. Now, I actually haven't seen this kid act in anything but one movie, so I can't really judge him. So I would say, we wait and see something from him, because looks can be deceiving. I mean, need I remind everybody that Chris Evans cast as Captain America? Everybody was pissed, and look how good that turned out. And as always, a few people even wrote giant books pretty much describing their feelings towards this, so I don't have time to read this because God knows I'll butcher half the words and skip around and stutter here and there. So yeah, if you want to read what this person said, just pause it and read it. So this brings us to that question of what do we think, and what do I think people's reactions are, for what reason? Well, honestly, here it is, and I'm going to tell you, the best way I see it. People are unsure about Spider-Man at this point. The last 3 movies arguably were all very bad, yet they had some redeeming qualities. I mean, Spider-Man 3, while it did have some great lighthearted characters and some quality in it, was a movie that suffered a lot from pacing and being forced to do, what it did with Venom. We move on to The Amazing Spider-Man, which was a movie produced for the sole reason of keeping the rights. There was no love behind that movie, and you can see in the production of it what they were going for. And actually, one of the great things that the movie had going for it was a more street-level Spider-Man. They really took it back, and they made him almost that more vigilante figure, which is something I think the character needed. Unfortunately, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 came at us and they said, okay, go back to the Raimiverse because we need to make more money. And that clearly failed them, because the movie got absolutely ripped apart just about by every critic, and it really didn't do any service to us. So at this point, people didn't want any more Spider-Man. People are sick of Spider-Man. I mean, yeah, he's the #1 best-selling comic book character and toy in the world, but what does that really get you when the movies are terrible, right? So they had to go back to the drawing board, and I think a lot of people are worried that the future of Spider-Man could fall into the same, loop and just keep repeating itself. Fortunately, though, this is Marvel, and this is the poster boy. I mean, much like Batman is the poster boy for DC Comics and they do everything right to treat him right, this is Spider-Man, and they have to treat him right, because if you damage the Spider-Man brand anymore, you're going to hurt the character. And I'm not just saying this because, he's making it up. Look at what happened to Star Wars with the prequels. That brand slowly started to get more and more hurt, and it wasn't really starting to get fixed up until the Clone Wars, and now Star Wars Rebels, and when Disney picked them up, and we saw the Force Awakens trailers, that's when they started, generating new people buzz, and people were getting excited for Star Wars again. So they have to tread a really careful line with Spider-Man. But in all honesty, I'm super excited, and I think Marvel is going to, hit this one out of the ballpark. So I'm interested, and I want you guys to know, what are your thoughts? Leave them down below. So thank you for watching the video, and if you guys like what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, check out some of these other great videos we have on the channel. Just click the annotation right there, it'll take you to them. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a good one.